Hi guys, it is McKenna. I am usually with Pink Group for Dr. McNew's class. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about classical conditioning. Okay, first we are going to break it down. This is a great studying tool. It's a great test-taking strategy. It's just a way to really visualize it, which I think makes it a little bit easier. So first you have your unconditioned stimulus, which is going to create an unconditioned response. So in the usual dog experiment, this is in your guys' Revel. Basically, if you present a dog with food, food is a thing, so it's going to be a stimulus. They are going to salivate, which is an unconditioned response. So usually when a dog sees food, it salivates. So that's not learned. It's just unconditioned. So no matter what, dog sees food, it's going to salivate. So that's an unconditioned stimulus, which is going to cause an unconditioned response. Once you move down, you see neutral stimulus, unconditioned response. A great way to think of this is your unconditioned stimulus and your unconditioned response have not changed. The only thing we're doing right now is we're adding a neutral stimulus. So in this situation, you're going to be adding a bell. So we're going to pair a bell with food, and that is going to cause the dog to salivate. So that's your neutral stimulus paired with your unconditioned stimulus, which causes your unconditioned response. So then you're going to move to conditioned stimulus and a conditioned response. So your conditioned stimulus is just your neutral stimulus. So basically your neutral stimulus has become your conditioned stimulus. So that bell is now your conditioned stimulus. Then you're going to have your conditioned response. This is just your unconditioned response, but now that it's paired with a conditioned stimulus, it's a conditioned response. So we're still going to have that salivating. So now if you want to kind of look at all of it together, you have food, which causes salivating. Then you're going to pair a bell with food, which is still going to cause salivating. And now we no longer need that food to cause the salivating. We just need the bell. So the bell causes salivating. All right, now we're going to do another example. Okay, so for this example, I am going to show you guys a marketing technique that you guys have probably all seen. So first you're going to start with your unconditioned stimulus. This is a cartoon, and it causes joy. So for this example, we're obviously kind of talking about kids, but we all know kids love cartoons, so they didn't have to learn that. That's just a natural thing that happens. In our next step, you have your neutral stimulus paired with your unconditioned stimulus, which is going to cause joy. So in this situation, we're talking about like Tony the Tiger and the Leprechaun for Lucky Charms. Those are both cartoons, and they're going to be paired with our neutral stimulus, which is cereal. So kids don't know that they like cereal, but they know that they like cartoons. So when the two are paired together, it's still going to cause joy. And eventually that neutral stimulus is going to become our conditioned stimulus. So now they no longer have to have that cartoon pairing. Anytime they see cereal, they're automatically going to feel that joy, which is that conditioned response. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do some questions to kind of check your guys' understanding. So first one is, in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, infants develop a fear of books after books are repeatedly presented with a loud noise. In this fictional example, the loud noise is. So I think the best strategy to use is to first, you want to recognize, is this a thing or is it a response? So right now we're talking about a loud noise. So this is going to be a thing. So right away you can go ahead and cross off B, and you can go ahead and cross off D, because we are looking for a thing, and a thing is a stimulus. So then you want to think, did this person have to learn, or is it just natural? So we're working with an infant and a loud noise. So does an infant have to learn that a loud noise is scary, or naturally are they afraid of a loud noise? Naturally, an infant is going to be afraid of a loud noise, so we did not have to learn it. So in this situation, A is going to be our correct answer, because it's a thing and it did not have to be learned. So it is unconditioned stimulus. Okay, our next question. A child's fear at the sight of a hypodermic needle is a blank. So right away, this is a question that a lot of people struggle with, but if you break it down, I think it makes it a little easier. So we're going to start the same way we started the other question. Is it a thing or is it a response? A child's fear at the sight of a hypodermic needle. So we're talking about their fear. Fear is a response. So we're going to go ahead and mark off A, and we're going to go ahead and mark off C. If you think about it, your fear of a needle did not start until you knew that that needle caused pain. So a needle is actually conditioned. The pain is what's unconditioned. So we know we don't like pain, so we're automatically going to fear pain. Once you pair that pain with that hypodermic needle, it's going to go ahead and cause fear. And then eventually just seeing that needle will cause fear. So that fear, like we said, you know, if it's conditioned, it's a conditioned stimulus, it's going to be a conditioned response. So in this situation, D is your correct answer. We'll go ahead and move on to the next question. A real estate agent showed Gavin several pictures of a lakeshore property while they were eating a delicious, mouth-watering meal. Later, when Gavin was given a tour of the property, he drooled with delight. For Gavin, the lakeshore property was a blank. Okay, so once again, let's start with, are we looking for a thing or are we looking for a response? A lakeshore property, that is a thing. So we're going to go ahead and mark off B, and we're going to go ahead and mark off D. Okay, now we just need to figure out if it is learned. So if you kind of look at the question, you have lakeshore property as a thing, and you have mouth-watering meal as a thing. So if you think about it, which one of those is natural? A mouth-watering meal naturally is going to make someone drool. A lakeshore property is usually not going to make someone drool, so that means it is conditioned. They had to learn to drool at the lakeshore property, so that means it's going to be a conditioned stimulus. The correct answer is C. That is all I have for you guys. I just want to wish you all luck on your upcoming tests, on your upcoming classes. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. You should have my email in the Blackboard site. Also reach out to any of the other ULAs. I know that we're students too, so we understand what everyone's going through. Feel free to ask any questions, and I wish you guys all luck and hope these next couple months go well for you.